Hello and welcome to Voice of Her Own. I'm Allison Kinnear and welcome to Living and Learning. Every Wednesday at 3 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, I hop on Facebook Live and do a short little talk. And today I am talking, for the month of December, I'm going to be talking about self-care. But when I'm talking about self-care, I'm not talking about bubble baths or getting a massage or anything like that. I'm talking about other ways that we can care for ourselves as women, as parents, as humans on this planet. And yes, do the bubble bath and yes, get the massage, but there are other ways that we can care for ourselves in kind of micro moments that can incredibly help us and save us from burning out, save us from kind of building or creating our own toxic environment. And for today, we're going to talk about don't believe everything you think. This phrase was on the bumper sticker of my therapist's car. I would see it every time I'd pass to go to her office. And then one day in a session, she mentioned, yeah, that's why I have a bumper sticker on my car that actually says, don't believe everything you think. And I went, oh, that's why I see that. And I will tell you, when I first saw that, I was really a little confused. I worked in the tech industry. And so what you thought, what you had to think, what your mind could contribute was really important and valuable. It was important that you thought things and that you believed in them, that you showed confidence in your thoughts. And so when I would pass it, I would have this moment of kind of cognitive dissonance where I was like, what does this mean? Don't believe everything you think. And then through the course of therapy, I began to realize what might be more accurate is don't believe every disempowering thing you think. It's a difference. And also, don't believe everything you think. You know, sometimes, and especially don't believe the disempowering things you think. Now, I already put it in the comments, but I'm going to say it now. There will be cursing, and it's just going to be one curse word, but I'm going to say it a couple of times. And that is, there's this really beautiful book by Anne Lamott, and it's called Bird by Bird, and it's about writing. Anne Lamott is a kind of a liberal, newborn Christian. She's an amazing woman. She writes amazing, funny, poignant books. And she wrote a book about writing. And what she talks about with writing is that we all have to get our shitty first drafts out. So it's just like that just needs to come out. That's part of the writing process, is everybody has to get their shitty first draft out. Now, Brene Brown, who those who watch me knows that I adore, Brene Brown talks about the shitty first draft, but talks about it more in the mental landscape. She calls it an SFD for short. And what she talks about is that our minds will come up with a story because we are wired for story. Usually it's a disempowering story. It's a story that is not actually helpful to us. And we will tell ourselves that and believe it. And so she talks about how we have to reality check our shitty first drafts, not just of what we write, but we have to do it for when it shows up in our minds. You know, what we think is often an SFD. If we walk away from an experience and think, I totally crushed it, I'm completely amazing, there's nothing wrong with me, chances are that is an SFD. And if we walk away from something and think, I am a horrible person, I am completely worthless, I am so stupid, everybody must hate me, then that is an SFD. We have to reality check them because our brains will oftentimes tell us the worst or the best. It will tell us one way or another. It won't kind of put us in the middle. And hello, Deborah. Hi, yay. So good to see you on here. So our minds will do this. Our minds will tell us these kind of half-truths. And it'll say, well, you can either do it this way or you have to do it that way. It'll put us in this either or, this kind of black or white, this highly contrasting stories of what things mean. that if we're not completely amazing and perfect, then we must be horrible and unworthy. And both are shitty first drafts. They both need to be reality checked. You know, our minds are wonderful places for ideas. It's wonderful places for us to think creatively and outside the box. But our minds can also be hostile territory when it comes to the stories we tell ourselves about ourselves. And I work with women every day who are struggling with anxiety. And part of it is that they can find themselves in these negative thinking, like looping patterns, where they continuously tell themselves something that is not friendly about themselves. And I will tell you, that's exactly where I was. I remember, I remember any little mistake that I would make, I would just kind of throw my hands up and be like, gosh, I'm so stupid. That was the message that I would tell myself in my head and also out loud. I'm so stupid. I'm so stupid. I'm so stupid. Never mind the fact that I did well in school. Never mind the fact that nobody really said that to me. It was just what I said to myself. But that was what I would tell myself every time I made a mistake. In the coaching world, we call these ANTs, automatic negative thoughts. These are the automatic negative thoughts, the disempowering thoughts that we tell ourselves that just kind of come. And we have to not believe those thoughts. We have to find what part of what I do in coaching is help people reframe and find something that is even truer than that automatic negative thought. Because if you look at it and think, okay, I'm so stupid. Yes, I believe that's true. We can ask ourselves, is it though? Is it really true? Like you genuinely are a stupid person? We can go, well, not really. That's not exactly true. I don't, you know, my IQ, I believe, is in the normal range. Perhaps there's something else that's more true. And that more true may be, I struggle when I make mistakes, but I know making mistakes is human. I know that making mistakes is part of learning. I know that I try really hard, and sometimes I fall short, and that's okay. Or I try really hard and I'm really good at learning things, but sometimes I still make mistakes. All humans make mistakes. It's okay to make a mistake. We can tell ourselves any other kind of story that is actually more true than that first one. So I just encourage you that part of our self-care, it doesn't matter how many bubble baths you take, it doesn't matter how many massages you receive. If you are telling yourself a disempowering story and not reality checking that shitty first draft, then it's only going to go so far. So in the efforts of self-care, which we all need more of around this time of year when we're being pulled in a lot of different directions, I encourage you to watch the inner chatter that's happening in your mind and to reality check those, to take a look and go, is this a shitty first draft? Is there something else that is even more true? And if so, what would that be? Because we can't just say, we can't go from I'm a stupid person to I'm not a stupid person, because I'm not a stupid person doesn't really feel true. That feels like a false statement, like something false or fake that you're telling yourself to help yourself feel better. And that's not what I'm talking about. We don't just automatically switch to one when we're feeling that we are stupid. What we do, though, is we can check that belief, that thought of, I'm a stupid person, and go, wait a second, what is even more true? It's not that I'm the smartest person in the whole wide world, but rather it's, I'm good at figuring things out. And sometimes I make mistakes, and mistakes feel painful. And that's okay, because that's part of being human. Like, to me, that feels more true, is that I don't like to make mistakes, but mistakes do happen. I mean, there is the Latin phrase to err is errare is humane, right? Like, to err is human. This is part of our DNA. That's how we learn. So we can find something that's a little more true than just that first thought. So this holiday season, for the month of December and for the rest of your life, please, please, please take a moment to reality check. Don't believe everything you think. Check yourself before you wreck yourself, and check out to see if it's that shitty first draft. I will leave you with that. Hi, Deborah. Hi, Tammy. Hi to everyone else that's tuning in. Thank you so much. This month is filled with a lot of gratitude for me. And I thank each and every one of you for watching this video live or watching it on the replay. It warms my heart when people come and tell me, hey, I watched your video and it really means a lot to me. That means a lot to me. I'm glad that it resonates with you. So I wish you all the best today and always, and a full week of living and learning. And I'll see you next week. Take care. Bye.